Eighth unit, gratitude. First part. Children, now we are going to deal with our eighth unit, gratitude. In this, A reading is Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis. B reading consists of Be Thankful, it's a poem. C reading, The Dead Rat, it's a nice story. Children, let us see the picture. Yes, it is a picture of Mother Teresa receiving 1979 Nobel Peace Prize. She was honored by giving Nobel Peace Prize. Let us know more about Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was born on August 26, 1910 in Macedonia. When she was 12 years old, she decided that she wanted to become a Roman Catholic nun. She joined the Sisters of Loret when she was 18 years old. She took her final vows in 1937. She taught at a school in India but was very concerned about the poverty she saw all around her. In 1948, she left the Sisters of Loret to form her own order, the Missionaries of Charity. She focused entirely on working with the poorest among the poor. She established many homes for the poor who were dying, and she provided them with food and medical care so that they could die in peace. She also opened many clinics for people suffering from leprosy, as well as a number of orphanages. Her order grew tremendously, and by 2007, it was operating 600 missions, schools, and shelters in 120 countries around the world. As she grew older, she suffered from many health problems. She died on September 5th, 1997. Children, she fed poor people, she fed the needy, and she gave many quotations to us. Let us see her quotations. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. And she also founded many orphanages. She is the founder of orphanages and missionaries. And let us see one more quotation from her. It's not about how much you do, but how much love you put into what you do that counts. It is a good saying. Children, now let us start a reading. Do you know the name of any Indian who may have rendered any significant services in another country and is still remembered and honored by the people there? Do you know, children? Yeah. Now let us read about that kind of personality, Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis. Yes, he is Mr. Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis. Yes. Before going to read the A reading, let us see glossary. Adulation means admiration, praise. Vivacious, cheerful. Virulent, dangerous. Shy away, avoid something that you dislike. Epilepsy, a disease of the nervous system that causes a person to fall unconscious. Revered, respected or admired deeply. Physician, a person qualified to practice medicine. Aspired, direct one's hopes or ambition towards achieving something. Pursue, follow. Children, let us start our A reading. Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis. No other Indian can claim the kind of adulation and respect Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis enjoys in China. Coming from a family of doctors, Dr. Kotnis had always dreamt of becoming a physician, and the war of resistance gave him the perfect opportunity to make himself useful in the battlefield. He dedicated his entire life working as a battlefront doctor in China and rendered his selfless service to the injured Chinese soldiers during the Second Sino-Japanese War. Dr. Kotnis' contribution towards humanity will be remembered forever. Yes, children, let us know about his biography. Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis was born in a lower middle class family on October 10, 1910, in Sholapur, Mumbai. A vivacious kid by nature, Dr. Kotnis forever aspired to become a doctor. After completing his graduation in medicine from GS Medical College, Bombay, he went on to pursue his post graduation internship. However, he put aside his post graduation plans when he got the chance to join the medical aid mission to China. Dr. Kutnis always wanted to travel around the world and practice medicine in different parts of the globe. He started his medical expedition in Vietnam and then moved on to Singapore and Brunei. In 1937, the Communist General Zhu Ji requested Jawaharlal Nehru to send Indian physicians to China during the Second Sino-Japanese War to help the soldiers. The president of the Indian National Congress, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, accepted the request and made arrangements to send a team of volunteer doctors. A medical team of 5 doctors was sent as a part of Indian Medical Mission Team in September 1938. The medical team comprised of M. Atal, M. Cholkar, D. Kotnis, B. K. Basu, and D. Mukherjee. After the war, all other doctors except Dr. Kotnis returned to India. However, Dr. Kotnis decided to stay back and serve at the military base. He initially started his work in Yuan and then went to the anti-Japanese base area in North China, where he worked in the surgical department of the 8th Route Army General Hospital as the physician in charge. It was while working with the soldiers that Dr. Kotnis lost his heart to a Chinese woman, Gyo Keng Lam. They were working in the same hospital. Dr. Kotnis was a doctor and Gyo a nurse. In November 1941, Kotnis married Gyo and a son was born on August 23, 1942. They named the boy In Hua, combining the Chinese characters In for India and Hua for China. He worked as a lecturer for some time in the military area at the Dr. Bethune Hyson School. He took over the post of the first president of the Bethune International Peace Hospital after Dr. Norman Bethune passed away. During a long drawn out battle against Japanese troops in 1940, Dr. Kotnis performed operations for 72 hours non-stop without any sleep, and his small team conducted 50 operations every day for a fortnight. In those harsh times, Mrs. Guillaume proved an ideal soulmate but was modest about her contribution. Dr. Kotnis played a major role in controlling a virulent strain of plague that hit Chinese soldiers. In the process, he did not fall back from trying out a vaccine on himself. The hardships of suppressed military life and the stresses that were especially relevant to the frontline doctors finally began to tell on Dr. Kotnis. He died of epilepsy on December 9, 1942, at the age of 32, and was buried in the Heroes Courtyard, Nanquan village. In order to cherish the memory of Dr. Kotnis, the Chinese government built a memorial hall for him in Shijiazhuang City, Hebei province in 1976. No single Indian has been so much revered by ordinary Chinese as this doctor from a middle class family in northern India. Along with the Canadian Dr. Norman Bethune, he continues to be revered by the Chinese people. In April 2005, both their graves were covered completely in flowers donated by the Chinese people during the Qingming festival, a day used by the Chinese to commemorate their ancestors. A small museum there has a handbook which contains words that Kotnis wrote in his passage from India to China, some of the instruments that the surgeons used at their time, and many photographs of doctors. Both China and India honored him with stamps in 1982 and 1993, respectively. Children, let us recollect what we read so far. Let's have a small description. No other Indian can claim the kind of adulation and respect Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis enjoys in China. Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis was born in a lower middle class family on October 10, 1910 in Sholapur, Maharashtra, a vivacious kid by nature. He always wanted to travel around the world and practice medicine in different parts of the globe. In 1937, he was sent to China to serve the Second Sino-Japanese War to help the soldiers. And he was one of the 5 team members. The team members were M. Achal, M. Cholkar, Dr. Kotnis, B.K. Basu, D. Mukherjee. These 5 members have been sent to China during the Second Sino-Japanese War to help the soldiers. All others returned, but Dr. Kotnis stayed there and served at the military base. He married a Chinese woman who was a nurse and who always accompanied him. And very memorable event in his life is during long drawn out battle against Japanese troops in 1940, he performed operations for 72 hours non-stop without any sleep and conducted 50 operations every day for a fortnight. And he also played a major role in controlling a virulent strain of plague that hit Chinese soldiers. We should remember his works that it is a great work done by him that in the process of controlling the virulent strain of plague, he did not fall back from trying out a vaccine on himself. It's a great thing in him. Selfless service to the people. Bad luck. He died of epilepsy on December 9, 1942, at the age of 32. So, the Chinese people, to cherish the memory of Dr. Kotnis, they built a memorial hall in Shijiazhuang City, Hebei province in 1976. And also in April 2005, he was commemorated by the Chinese people. They decorated his grave by the flowers donated by the Chinese people. And also, Chinese people honored him with a stamp in 1982. And also, they established a small museum in which handbook which contains the words that Kotnis wrote in his passage from India to China. Passage from India to China, and some instruments and the surgeons used at that time, and many photographs of the doctors. And children, he is a great person who served the people, and his contribution towards humanity will remembered forever and ever. Unit 8, Gratitude, A reading, Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis, first part, reading comprehension. Children, let us see the question and answers. What is the first question here? Yeah. When and where did Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis was born? Simple answer. Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis was born in a lower middle class family on October 10, 1910 in Sholapur, Maharashtra. Next question. Why was Dr. Kotnis sent to China? Answer. In 1937, the Communist General Zhu Ji requested Jawaharlal Nehru to send Indian physicians to China during the Second Sino-Japanese War to help the soldiers. The President of the Indian National Congress, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, accepted the request and made arrangements to send a team of volunteer doctors. A medical team of 5 doctors comprised of Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis, M. Atal, M. Cholkar, B.K. Basu, and D. Mukherjee as a part of Indian medical mission team in September 1938. So, he was sent to China to serve the soldiers. Next question, children. What was Dr. Kotnis' contribution to the Dr. Bethune International Peace Hospital in China? Bethune. Dr. Kotnis took over the post of the first president of the Bethune International Peace Hospital after Dr. Norman Bethune passed away. Why did Dr. Kotnis opted to stay back in China? Dr. Kotnis decided to stay back in China to serve at the military base. Next question. How did Chinese show gratitude towards Dr. Kotnis? Yes, let us see the answer. How did they show their gratitude? The Chinese showed their gratitude towards Dr. Kotnis. First, the Chinese government built a memorial hall for Dr. Kotnis in Shijiazhuang City, Hebei province in 1976. In April 2005, his grave was covered completely in flowers donated by the Chinese people during the Qingming festival, a day used by the Chinese to commemorate their ancestors. China honored him with a stamp in 1982. Children, Chinese express their gratitude in many ways. Now tell me, how do you express your gratitude towards Dr. Kotnis? You have to write your own answer, children. And how to start the answer, let us see. I express my gratitude towards Dr. Dwarakanath Kotnis. And you have to write your own answer. Thank you, children. My gratitude towards Mother Teresa. Children, I hope all of you have understood about the people who did their selfless service. Children, you also become great personalities of the society. Be selfless and serve the needy.